Honestly, I just tried filming this and I don't know what I could say here. I'm just ad-libbing all of this. But essentially, it's the whole deal going forwards with projects and my time dedicated to each one of them. I'm already doing Immersiontale, which is taking up a large amount of my time at the moment, and I'm literally trying to get it done as quickly as possible. And then on top of that, I'm also doing community support unofficially for Mass Builder, which is a mecha game on Steam, where I'm a community representative. And on top of that, I'm lead tester for Mecha Knights, another Steam game, which requires me to coordinate with a bunch of people and to test a video game, which is not an easy task and takes up a lot of my time as well. And this is before I come around to the most important part and what will affect me in future and my time dedicated to projects, including my own indie game that I still want to work on as well, that's in its beta phase. And that being looking after my daughter. Now, I'm talking to a lot of people recently that I'm doing this stuff for, you know, whether it be devs talking to them and saying, look, I might have to have a more reduced role, or we might have to, you know, schedule things differently. At the moment, what I'm doing is I am outside of my own natural time zone doing everything. I'm literally trying to stay awake all the time if I can to get more stuff done. And of course, that's not good for my health, but I can't keep this time schedule forever, which will result in me going back to my normal one. As a result, I won't be able to see many people from like America or whatever, because I will probably be asleep. So in future, video content might end up being all recorded, depending on what happens. And when, really. It's kind of weird, it's up in the air, it's not going to all happen straight away, but as things go on, I'm going to be taken away from stuff that I'm working on currently for little bits at a time, and then it's slowly going to be a case of, what do I do? Do I make an awkward decision, you know, or what? Because I'm always going to pick family over what, like, projects or anything any day. And I think that's where, you know, I'm finding this a little bit problematic, because I don't want to let people down. People are going to turn around and be like, dude, you're finding it problematic having to pick family life. And it's like, what I find problematic is being put in frustrating situations where I feel like I'm letting people down or angering people when I don't mean to. I like helping out lots of people without even considering myself or my situation. If you've been around the channel long enough, you've heard me tell stories about this multiple times, or you've seen me do it. I will go and help people without thinking about myself and my condition or my health or anything. It's always been my case to treat myself as second, you know, second compared to everybody else's needs. And it's very rare that I take priority for anything that I need to do. Excuse me, this terrible cold. But yeah, going forwards, I'm going to try and get as much of the stuff that I want to do done really early on, because, as I said, I'm going to slowly not have that time anymore. I can't dedicate myself to massive projects anymore. So this is probably going to be, outside of like my indie game that I can probably get like an hour or two here and there to work on in future, maybe. Yeah, I think Immersiontale is going to be my last giant project. The thing is, I've already failed 3 other giant projects before this, so this has to be the one to break that cycle. It also has to be the one that will end that cycle as well, unfortunately. That's not like me turning around and be like, oh god, Immersiontale's suddenly going to end and I'm going to quit that and that'll be a failure. It's totally not that. I'm just anticipating that as things go on, especially with me picking my child over anything else, that I'm going to have less and less time to work on stuff, which will, you know, it explains why I am so insistent on getting as much done now as possible, because then it means that I'm not worrying about as much in future, you know. Anyway, I hope this has explained stuff for you a little bit. I know it's all over the place in terms of like message and stuff, and I'm more or less just ad-libbing it, but Honestly, I don't think even scripting this would help right now. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.